Welcome back to RuralVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith, and I've got a property for you. This one is in Navajo County, Arizona, and it's almost 5 acres, just shy of 5 acres, and it's just sitting there waiting for you to go build something. It's more easy, cheap land. So let's jump into the computer and take a look at this one. So I'm on my website, RuralVacantLand.com, calling this one Beautiful Lot, in Navajo County, Arizona. So here's a picture of the outline of it. Here's a little road that comes down to the corner of the area. There's an easement that goes over to the property. There's some bush. There might be a little hill there. I think if we pull it up on the map, you might be able to see some topography. There's GPS coordinates on each one of these properties. So if you click on the GPS coordinates, it should bring it up on the map. Hopefully the neighbor will stop playing with a leaf blower here. I think there might be a little bit of topography there, but you can't. There's not enough data here to really tell. I think there's a little bit of a hill there. There's a stream down here. The property is a rectangle here with this easement on the north of it, little street at the north of it. It's going to be a lot quieter at this property than it is here with the sirens in the background and the neighbor doing yard work. But it looks like you got a couple neighbors over here. They're probably more gun happy, or you got maybe some dogs or different kinds of noise, but I doubt it. I bet you it's just dead silent out there with no helicopters or planes or trains or cars going by. You probably hardly hear anything. Maybe one car a day or something goes down one of these roads. It's just a peaceful, quiet place to go. And it's got some bush on the land. Let's pull this up. I think it's about $50 a year taxes for this one. It's about 6,000 foot elevation. If we look at the maps, that's what else I wanted to show you. It's at the foothills of these mountains. These are the White Mountains, and so there's some streams and lakes and things up in these mountains. And if we go to a political map, you see we're in Arizona. This is the northern part of Arizona. All this green here is parklands. As you get up into the mountains, a bunch of pine trees. So the foothills of these mountains, the water, lands in these hills and comes down and works its way in, and it makes it for a shallower water table here at the bottom base of the mountains. And so I think that makes the land worth a lot more, and different people, like here's people farming over here, really taking advantage of it. But you can drill wells. I mean, I've heard guys doing 75-foot wells, 120-foot wells, like not that far at all. I mean, I'm from northern Michigan. We have a 25-foot well. I mean, that's shallow. You can hand dig that stuff. But here, I mean, you still got to drill them. Or you can do rainwater catchment or water delivery, a combination of them. You don't have to get a well put in. But if you look over here, there's a pond. People are keeping a pond in this area. So it's not that deep of a water table. I wanted to show you description of this property. We got a legal description on the website. It says the east 295 feet of the west 1,202 feet of the north half. So what the heck does that mean, right? So in the last video I drew a little diagram of the property right next to it, and so this is already drawn up a little bit. And so just imagine this rectangle being the original property. I bought half of that property, so I bought half of the thing. So it's just, I got the north half. That's the north half of it. And then what I'm doing is I'm selling bits and pieces of it. I'm going to make this bigger. Let's just make this bigger. So let's start over. So let's imagine this is the whole property. It's a rectangle. I bought the north half, so we're going to get rid of the south half. That's not part of the picture anymore. So the north half, put some easements in. Losing my... I'm on the wrong side of the screen. Here we go. So easement goes on one side, easement on the top. So there's an easement across the north of this property. We're talking about lot C or D. D is right here. D, A, B, C, D, E. So D has this legal description, the east 295 feet. That's this from here to here is 295 feet. So it's 295 foot wide. If it was a regular 40, it'd be 660 feet north to south. But it's a bigger one. I don't know exactly what it is north to south. It's going to be more than 660 feet north to south. And then I mean, I'll pull up some more maps. We'll figure out what it is. And then of the west 1,202 feet. So that would be from the west all the way to this side would be the 1,202 feet. So if you counted off from one side of the property to the other, 1,202 feet, you'd get one border of your property. If you counted back again 295 feet, you'd get the west border of the property, and hopefully that makes sense. So that's the layout or diagram of how this is split up. Kind of my cartoon version of it, right? I can explain it in multiple different ways if you actually buy the property and go for it. So let's go back into the website. I got this other map here. It's got the easement at the top, this 30-foot easement at the northern boundary of this property. And here it's got like different, vectors, north, south, east, west, GPS vectors, and 200, different feet. So they're counting 700 foot north to south, 710 on one side, 700 on the other side. It's kind of a trapezoid. So instead of the regular 660 feet, if it were a classic 40-acre split, it's a little over 700 feet to make the 4.77 when you split it this many times. Hopefully that makes sense. I didn't lose you in there somewhere. Feel free to ask questions, but grant or retain a public easement for ingress and egress on the north 30 feet. That's so people can access these other, let me transition back over here. So people can access these other properties along here and put a road so you guys can go back and forth. Get to your property and other people and get to the ones out beyond it. Let's go back to the internet. Let's go back to the website. So that's the idea. Tax about $50 a year. No closing docs, no fees. I'll do all the paperwork. You pay for the property. I'll do everything else. There's a buy it now button. It's not working. I'll fix it before I get this website, or before I get the video posted up. $3,299 is what I'm asking for this one. Yeah, so here's the original property, the 40 whatever acres it was, and so it's 1,000 however many feet I was talking about from the west border over here back this way, gets you the marker to the eastern boundary of the property, 290 whatever feet back, it says in the legal description, gets to the other border of the property here. So it's a big rectangle here from the middle to the top, 295 feet east to west. Basically 700 foot, a little over 700 foot by almost 300 foot wide. That's the property. It's got bushes, and it's got a location that allows you to get to town pretty easily. There's a town over here. This is Snowflake. Here's Taylor. They got grocery stores, gas, and that kind of stuff. If you go down the road a little bit further, you've got that's a general store, but Sholo's got groceries, Pine Top, Lakeside. You get all the way down there, you've got Walmart, Home Depot, big box stores, and all that kind of stuff. So there's the property. That's the one that got up for sale in Navajo County, Arizona. If you go search Navajo County, Arizona and prices, you're going to find cheaper properties. I'm usually talking about the cheap land. This is the cheap land in my definition because you're at the base of the mountains. Look at the elevation of this property. We're about 6,000 foot. As you go to the cheap stuff out in the flats, it's like 4,000 foot. It's a lot hotter, maybe even the 3,000 foot as you go north of the 40. It's a lot hotter in the summer, and just a lot bigger swings between day and night. And the water table is a lot deeper. It's a lot more expensive to go set up water on the property in those properties than it is here. This is a lot shallower water table. It's a little higher elevation. It's closer to the foothills of the mountains, and it's an easier weekend drive from Phoenix. Jump over the mountain in like 3 hours instead of going 4, 5, 6 hours up north to get to the cheapest stuff in the state. So this is somewhere in between. This is the cheapest in this area, and that I know of. So hopefully that's the right one for you. If you're interested in this property, feel free to go to the link down below, and I'll fix the button so you can check out. By the time you get there, you can buy it. You can go tour it and then buy it, however you want to go. You can park a mobile home on it. There's a little bit of regulations too. I think you have to get little permit for that, but you can park RV same day you buy the thing. You can drive in, live on it in an RV, and then take the regulations from there. Go build a house, build a whatever it is you want to build. I mean, call Navajo County Planning and Zoning. They've got a pretty easy process to go through. They want to do some basic inspections. A lot of people buy land out here and don't ever tell them, just run with it. But if one of your neighbors gets mad at you, it's a good idea to have the county on your side and be doing stuff right, so they don't have any way to kick you out and tell you to leave. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. Hopefully this is the right one for you. Go take a look at it. Thanks. Bye.